Welcome to Cheryl K's Cooking Diaries, old-fashioned Southern cooking. Hey guys, welcome back to Cheryl K's Cooking Diaries, and happy Memorial Day to each and every one of you. I hope you're having a beautiful day. I know we are, and it's just beautiful outside. You couldn't ask for any better day than today. So anyway, today we are going to make some homemade deviled eggs. This is a pretty simple and easy recipe. Now most of the time I just guess at what I'm putting in for my deviled eggs, but now I have my own deviled egg recipe. Probably similar to a lot of others, but I have it, and I'm going to show you everything that I put in mine. So give me just a minute and let me get you over here. Okay guys, here we go. So this is what you're going to need. Alright, now you can adjust this recipe to your liking, but this is just how I do mine. Sometimes I add a little more, sometimes I add a little less. It all depends on how many eggs I've got. So of course you're going to need some eggs. Now I have got 8 eggs that I have already boiled, and we're going to peel them here in just a minute. But I've also, I'm going to use right about 2.5 tablespoons of the Miracle Whip. We'll just have to see how it kind of looks. And then I'm going to use about 1 tablespoon of the yellow mustard. And then I put some black pepper in there, but you'll just have to kind of put, however much black pepper that you like, because everybody's different in how much pepper that they like in, certain things. So that's just the season to your taste, guys, okay? And then about 2 teaspoons of the sweet pickle relish is what I'm going to use. And it's hard to get juice out of this, so I've got some sweet pickles, the Sweet Gherkins. And I'm probably going to pour just a little bit of juice in it out of this, since I can't get it out of relish. So, but anyway guys, that's pretty much all you need. And I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of paprika on top. This is the smoked paprika. But you want to be very careful with this, because this is a really loud seasoning. So I'm going to sprinkle just a little dab on top, make them kind of pretty. And we may even try to pipe these inside the white of the egg. So anyway guys, let me get you down here, and let's get this started. Okay guys, here we go. Alright, so here's my eggs. Now, I'm going to tell you a little way that you can do eggs to make it a lot easier to get the shell off. I've seen so many different ways online where people do so many different things. But anyway, I'm just going to show you an easier way to do this, guys. But when you boil your eggs, okay, put them down in your water, boil them, and like I said, I've got about 8 eggs here, so I think I boiled these for right about 7 minutes. And then when they were done, I pulled them off the burner and I let them sit for maybe 4 minutes, 5 minutes, just so they could kind of settle down a little bit. And then I got me another bowl and I put some ice in there, and then I filled halfway up with some cold water with that ice, and then I took me some salt and I sprinkled it down in my bowl and kind of mixed it in really good before I put my eggs in here. And then I took my tongs and I transferred my eggs over into the salt bath. So you want to let your eggs sit in your salt bath for, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 minutes, something like that. So now there's a couple of them in here that I guess I probably shouldn't have cooked them maybe that long, because they started boiling a little bit before I started the timer. I don't never boil my eggs on high though, guys. I always back them down. I get them started on high, and then when they come to a rolling boil, then I back it down, and then I put it on right about 6, 7, just depends. So anyway, but it's not going to harm it that it's cracked, because we're going to be dividing these up anyway. All right, so I'm going to take this one that's cracked. It's already got a spot here that you can see that we can get started with the egg. If not, we'll crack it a little bit more. But all you got to do, just peel your shell off, and you're going to see how easy this is. Now, I will tell you this. Let me move y'all over this way. I'm going to tell you this. Sometimes you'll run across one or so that can really give you a problem. I'm not saying this is just going to be a breeze, because sometimes you do run across 1 or 2 of them that's just an aggravation. And then other times, they peel beautifully. All right, so we've got that one done. I'm going to stick it over here in another bowl is what I'm going to do so I can wash these off. Okay, and then we're going to do another one. Okay, I'm just going to give it a good crack. I kind of roll mine around and crack it up good. And then you just got to find that place to get it started. That salt does help it quite a bit. And this one I might have broke up just a little bit too much, guys. So see what I mean? This one's going to give me just a little bit of trouble, but I think I've got a hold of it. But see there? You could just pull that off. And then if there's any little pieces of shell, we'll just rinse that off. That's not a big deal. All right. So let's do this one. I'm not going to crack this one as much. That way it makes it a little easier for me anyway to get the peel off. But as you can see, it's coming off really easy. And just be gentle with it, you know. You don't want to dig down in it. There's that one. That one's ready, and that one come off pretty easy. All right. This one was already cracked just a little bit. So let me see if I can get underneath the, I can't think of the name of it. But there's a piece in there with kind of like a thin layer. If you can get underneath that, it'll pull right off. Let's see. Here we go, guys. See here? I'm talking about that just pulls right off that way. Oh yeah, the salt bath with the ice cubes, that really helps. That salt really does a whole lot of it. So you just transfer them over into that ice cold water, see? And that stops the boiling process immediately. It just automatically stops it really fast when you transfer them from hot to cold like that. So that one's done. But you see what I'm saying? How easy this is to do this, and how quick that I'm going through these eggs, and how easy it is to get the shell off these. I mean, I've seen people on TikTok and different places like that. And I'm going to tell you, I seen one girl one time crack one end of it a little bit and then put it in her mouth and try to blow on it and blow the shell off. Well, I'm going to tell you, it blew off all right, and it went all over her kitchen. She had eggshells all over her kitchen. I thought, yeah, well, that may be something you want to do, but I sure don't want to do that because I don't want to spend hours having to clean up egg out of my kitchen. So I don't do nothing like that. Eggs washed off really good, so they're ready. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this bowl that we did have them in. I'm going to dry it out because I want to use this little red bowl here for the yellow. So I'm going to put the eggs, transfer these back over into this, rinse this out one more time. You know, guys, I'm going to use my china platter for the eggs and just put them on here. It'd be better to use that, I think, than another plate. What we're going to do is we're just going to pop these yellows out of here. I'm just going to pop it down in the bowl. And then I'm going to lay the whites down in the bowl over here that we got our eggs in. And I'm just going to keep cutting these up like this. I just cut them in two. And cut them, you know, really whatever way you want to cut them. You can cut them the other way as well and fill them, if that's the way you want to do them. Like this. Like I just turn them over, and I can go like this too and just cut them center down the middle. But the only thing is, if you don't cut it centered, you're going to have a smaller side on this side, but really doesn't make any difference. I mean, like I said, you can cut it either way. I cut it different. Sometimes I cut it the other way. Sometimes I cut it this way. It just all depends. So, but I haven't made deviled eggs in, golly, Lord, I haven't made these in I don't know how long, guys. It's been a long time since I have even made deviled eggs. See, you can't always get that other half perfect. I don't. But that's all right. It don't have to be for me. So we're just going to take that yellow out, put it in a bowl. And I'm not making many of these because it's just my husband and I. My mama didn't feel like coming today. So, I thought, well, I don't want to make up a whole bunch of these and not be able to eat them all, and them go to waste. Oh, I broke that one. Shoot. Well, we'll have to try to see if we can't do something about that. We'll just fill it anyway, maybe. And try not to. You can help. Try not to break the halves like that if you can help it. But you can always fill it with your middle anyway. So not a big deal. But I think I'm gonna cut this in this way this time because the other way it seems to not be as good for me. But I guess however. All right, we got all the yellow in there, and if there's a little y'all left in your whites, it's not a big deal, or you can rinse them out either way. All right, there's our yolks, and this won't take long to put together. Simple to do. This is very easy, and you just have to add what you think is best for yours, because it does depend on how many eggs you're using. Okay, so let's get these eggs, and I'm gonna go ahead and start putting this ingredients in. So I'm gonna start with some mayonnaise, Miracle Whip, I should say. Sometimes I call it mayonnaise, guys. And we're gonna go with right about 2 tablespoons. We're gonna start there, and if it's not enough, we'll add 2. But I'm going to do 1 heaping tablespoon of the Miracle Whip. Always add 2, but you can't take away, right? All right, let me get another one out here. All right, and there's one more. But we're going to taste as we go along to make sure we're right where we need it to be. And let my husband taste it too, because we're both eating these. So I did right about another tablespoon of Miracle Whip. We're going to mash all this up together. Some people mash them ahead of time. Some people mash them in with the ingredients. But I'm going to put my mayonnaise in there first, and then we're going to mash them together. And then we're going to see what we got. So we'll know how much ingredients to continue to add. And that way it helps you all, that way too. So you'll know. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna get me a fork. I think I'll start out with the fork. That would be the best. And all you got to do is just start mashing your yolks. Just mash them all up really good. Okay, these need to be mashed in very well. And I may have to hold the bowl to do this. Okay, and just kind of mix your mayonnaise. Oops, mix your mayonnaise in there good. But you want to really get these yolks mashed in. Mine are really bright and yellow. And that depends on how long you boil them and let them sit for a little bit. Well, see, that's not enough because it's way too thick. Okay, so let's kind of scrape all this in together. Let's get this off of our bowl. We're just going to kind of mash this in, being sure that we've got all of our egg yolk mashed in good. Okay? Okay. That seems to work pretty good. Alrighty, y'all. Seems like we've got it in there. It's just way too thick. We're going to have to add some more ingredients to this. Okay. Alrighty. So that's what you want, though. You want it to be real thick and almost pasty-like. Okay. We are going to go ahead and add some mustard. Let's do about 1/2 teaspoon of that. Okay. Like I said, you just basically, guys, you just have to kind of judge this yourself on certain things, because it's hard to, sometimes it's hard to, do measurements on certain things, I think. especially if you've been used to making it a certain way. All right, there's a half a teaspoon of yellow mustard. We're going to put that in there, but I still think we're going to need a little more mayo, but we'll see when we get all this in here. Like I said, I would rather add a little at a time than add too much. Always add to, but you can't take away. Okay, let's go ahead and mix that mustard in with that. And that's not going to be enough. I'm going to have to add some more Miracle Whip, guys. I know I am. This is just too thick. Okay, there's our mustard. Got it in there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add some pickle relish, sweet pickle relish, about 2 teaspoons of that. All right, guys, let's do this and add this. One more of this. Just kind of level it off the best you can. Now let's stir that in. Okay. Now we know that's still too thick, right? Okay. So now's when we need to add a little bit of pickle juice. But it's the Sweet Gherkin pickle juice, and I'm just going to add about a tablespoon. Okay, and we'll see where we're at with that. That's why I haven't added no more mayonnaise yet, because with this sweet pickle juice, I just added a tablespoon. I don't want it to be too much. Okay. Guys, okay, I let my husband taste this, and I've changed spoons, by the way. I just had to stir it in a little bit more to see where I think I was at. We know this is still a little bit too thick, and we'll tell you, I've tasted it, he's tasted it. This is sweet already. I am going to add just a little more of the Sweet Gherkin pickle juice, just to thin it down, and we're going to start very small, and then we're going to stir it in, and then we're going to see where we're at, because we don't want this to be too thin, you know, because we've got to put this in our egg halves, you know, the whites. I think we're getting about where we need, but let's add just a little bit more, not a lot. Okay. I think that's probably good, guys, right there. I think that's perfect. See there? And we should be able to pipe that pretty good, but I still think it's still a little bit too thick. Let's add a little bit more, okay? There we go. That worked right there. Now, we'll not add any more to that. Let me see, guys, real quick. Let me get me another spoon, and I'm going to taste this. Let me see what I think about it. See if it's sweet enough, or... That's perfect. Got it to a good sweet consistency. You know what? I'm not even going to use black pepper this time. I'm going to leave it the way it is, because it's good the way it is. But it's been so long since I've made deviled eggs. So we're going to cook out today and have some hot dogs and hamburgers and homemade potato salad. Got our yolk made up for our deviled eggs. So let's get this off of our spatula. Well, I'm telling y'all, that's really good. It is. It's very good. So I don't want to mess with the good thing, right? As the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, kind of thing. So we're going to leave it right where it's at. I'm going to clean this egg yolk up over here that I've got. And put this stuff away, guys. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be back. And then we're going to go ahead and get this egg yolk into our egg halves. And I'm going to go ahead and rinse mine out lightly. And then I'll be back, and then we will get this done. So, okay, guys, here we go. All right, I've rinsed off my whites on my eggs just to get some of that extra yellow. It might have been in there out, and it wasn't a lot of yellow, just a little bit that stuck down in there. And I always rinse the bottom and all that off of my eggs, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. That's just something I do, guys. I know I may be weird, but that's just something I do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the eggs, the whites, I'm going to lay them on my platter. We'll try to turn them all around to get them kind of even. You want to kind of get them together. So just lay them out on whatever you're using. You can use a plate, paper plates, whatever you got. Use it. It's not a big deal. And all these, oops, that one's starting to fall apart, but that's all right. We'll just have to get it stuffed. Maybe I can kind of, that's good enough. Okay, and then I'm probably not going to have enough to do what I actually want to do because I ain't going to go all the way around like that, but we'll see. And just lay them and put them up against each other. That's how I do it anyway. These were cut a little different, so they're going to be, they're going to lay a little different. The others, this one's kind of broke off a little bit, but that's okay. We can still put a little bit of something in there. Okay, so we got our eggs, our whites laid on our platter, right? So we're going to take a bag. I have a piping bag here, okay? And I'm going to use the star tip. Today's Memorial Day, and I thought, well, I'd use the star tip for this. We're just going to take our stuff, and we're going to pour it in our bag. And it is thicker, but it will work better because it is thicker. Anytime you have something that's a little thicker, it will pipe a lot better than if you have something that's thin. Anything thin you don't want to try because it just runs right on through your tip. So this is really, really good. So I'm just going to scrape this out like this. Okay. And I'm going to put it in this bag. Hold on, it's the spatula. If I can get it in there, I may have to do it little bits at a time. Yeah, it's going to be too much at one time. So let's take out, let's do like about that much. And we're going to drop it down in there. And we'll push it here in a minute. Okay. And then let me get a little bit more so I don't have to fill it back up again. I have to do this a little bit at a time. It may not hold it all. I don't know yet. It may because I've only got a little bit more, y'all. But that's how you do your piping bag. Just put it in there with the spatula or whatever you got. Spoon, tablespoon. Okay, I'm going to scrape the rest of this out of the bowl here. What we can get out. Probably should have used a bigger spatula, but I was trying to go small with my spatula because I was trying to get it in the bag. But there we go, we got it. Alrighty, we're going to put the rest of this in here just like that. Twist mine at the top. Alright, we're started. I can already see it down in there. So let's go ahead and start doing these eggs, guys. So you just have to kind of squeeze on your bag as you go. And we're going to make it as pretty as we can. Okay. There's that one. Okay. Let's do another one. But see, you got to remember, we've got all these halves to do. So we want to do them. Not put a huge amount in them, you know what I mean? And then just keep pushing that down. But I might be getting too much in it, but we've got to have some here. And then I'm just going to go on around as quick as I can because I don't want to run out of my yellow. And then we can always go back around it if we need to. But just stay inside your white. And I'm just going to cover that one up like that since it was broke. Now I'm sure we'll have enough. But if you put too much in one, guys, trust me, you won't have enough to go around. So, okay. Alright, there's that one. Alright, get some more down in there, guys, so we can make it. Sure we will, but it's just... There's that one. 2 more, guys. We just need enough for 2 more. I don't know. Whoops. Well, this may not have as much, but that's okay. Yeah, I can get enough down in there, y'all. I believe. Try not to mess the other ones up. There we go. They don't look the best, but hey, they're still cute. There we go. We got it. Well, they all got some in them, and some of them's a little lopsided. Some of them ain't the prettiest. That one got a little bit too much. And this one, it just, I don't know, it's just, it's wanker-jawed completely. I don't know if any of y'all's ever heard that word, but my husband's the one that got me started saying that. So, guys, we got our deviled eggs done. They do. They look okay. I think they look kind of pretty anyway. Some of them had more than others. But you get that, and that's just the way it is. And what we're going to do is I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of paprika, smoked paprika on them. But now I'm not going to put a lot on them, y'all. I'm just going to put just a little bit because, like I said, paprika's loud. Okay, so here we go, y'all. That's what we're going to do right now. You know what, guys? Here's what I'm going to do because I know I'm going to wind up, it's going to come out in a big amount on me because it's got them big holes on the end. I'm going to pop the lid off. And I'm going to put me some down in a bowl. Just about that much because we're not going to, like I said, we're not going to be using much. Because I know if I shake it out of that, I'm going to have way too much on one or all of them. So let's not do that. Let's go this route. Okay, I poured me some out in a little dipping dish. And I'm going to take my fingers, guys. They're clean. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of the paprika on top of them. Alrighty, guys. We had got our deviled eggs done and they are ready to go. And we're going to put them in the refrigerator and let them chill for just a little bit. And then they'll be ready to be served, y'all, for our Memorial Day cookout. So anyway, y'all, we have made our deviled eggs and they are pretty. And I'm going to let y'all go for now. Just listen, I hope you all have a wonderful, beautiful Memorial Day. And if you don't mind to go over to Cheryl K's Cooking Diaries and like and share and follow, I would greatly appreciate it. If you don't mind to go over to my YouTube channel and like and subscribe, guys. Don't forget that YouTube channel, y'all. So anyway, guys, here's our deviled eggs. And listen, y'all have yourself a wonderful day. And listen, y'all stay safe. And always remember to keep God in your heart and God in your life. Bye.